but I'm putting up this work and I'm like looking at it not perform, and I'm like, well, should I keep putting up work like this or no?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
I see. So let me talk on that a little bit because, you know, as you know, we still small and all that. I think, let me answer very directly. I do think that the space is still here for us to do what you're talking about. Tell stories that, you know, typically, you know, feature conflict in the way that the masses are kind of used to it, but at the same time, input, you know, in whatever way we feel, whatever positive messages or inspirational messages that we feel like are in us that we want to use to inspire people. I feel strongly that that space is here. I can speak that way because I've done it with Love Trap. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, and then in some other ways with some other work. I think, and really, I feel very strongly that I'm going to demonstrate it again with what is going to happen with Life or Death. So I think that we absolutely can. It's just a matter of, like anything else, um, talent, skill, work ethic, you know, and whatever the combination, if you want to look at that as the triangle of kind of what needs to happen for things to be success in terms of writing or putting stuff out, your talent, your skill, and how hard you work at it, then it's just a matter of how much of each of those you have and how much of each of those you put into the project. I
Yeah.
do think it's possible.
Yeah. No, I feel it.
So that's my take on it. And that's what I aim to continue to do. I'm not going to stop doing that. So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, you if you push the issue enough, you know what I'm saying? Like people will respond. I mean, I think about this guy. You familiar with the Facebook creator? His name's like Dahar Man. He's I think he's an Indian guy. So
I'm not.
yeah, one of the biggest creators on YouTube now,
Mm,
also cross-platform to Facebook. One of the biggest creators on Facebook. He's got these videos. I think he's an inspirational speaker, maybe, but
mm,
he's made them into narrative shorts, and
mhm,
basically like he's putting them out. Like I said, Facebook digestible chunks, and they're a little story. They're poorly acted. I mean, his production value is getting much better, but I mean, they started off like terrible. But he has just bought a studio and is like cranking these things out now. So, and he started on social media. So it's like I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is the guy they'll give a Netflix deal to like tomorrow. But he doesn't need it because he's self-sustained, you know. And
mhm,
it's like you either have to sacrifice and build this platform right now on
mhm.
YouTube, or you have to like get in line, like we were talking about with Uncle Stu, in the
Yes.
regular system. And
Yes.
I think right now I'm even noticing being out here in Hollywood that the system isn't even the same as it was. They want you to have already done it before they invite you in.
Yeah. Okay. That's the new aspect to the game now. Talk about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a simple thing. Like I don't know if you've tried to as an actor, I always have to seek representation and stuff.
Right.
A lot of times
Mhm.
they the easiest time to get representation is after you've already just done a big project, because everybody is aware of you. They saw you on Netflix, they saw you on another channel, and basically they're familiar with you and they want to be in business with you.
Mhm.
So that's one gatekeeper. Of course, you know, in acting, there's also casting directors.
Mhm.
As a writer, you know, the studio execs, and there's other writers that are also in between you and your possible glory, right?
Mhm.
There, the game has changed now because Issa Rae did an end around that whole thing, and I use her as an example. She wasn't the first
Mhm.
to do this, but
Right.
he put up a whole web series that people were in love with.
Right.
And honestly, it's pretty much the same show she ended up making on HBO. Only she
Mhm.
grew the character, and instead of her being an awkward black girl, she's an awkward black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like so,
Mhm.
and literally, I met Issa Rae. She is an awkward black woman. So
Mhm.
shout out
Mhm.
to her.
So just coming with that authenticity.
You know what I'm saying? It is
Mhm.
her. You know what I'm saying? And so she's actually a prime example of how we can build these platforms like what you're doing with Life or Death.
Mhm.
It's unique because it will get attention because they're like, well, wait a minute, this whole process is on here. Like the
What is it? Yes.
from the rooter to the tutor,
Yes, yes.
from the final product. Because I imagine it doesn't even stop at the table, at the not the table read, but the live reading you want to do. I
Oh, wait till you
another
see.
version is coming after that.
Wait till you see.
There's something else. You're gonna take the lesson and learn from that.
Woo!
And
Wait till you see, brother.
there's
Yeah.
gonna be another evolution on top of that. So yeah, yeah, I look
Mhm.
forward to seeing that
So,
too.
so that's it. But yeah, so to me, that's what you're talking about it. And we have to embrace it because number one, we've seen it and we've seen all these different creative ways. Kevin Samuels is doing it kind of his way. He's not an actor; he's doing something else. Issa Rae did it her way. She's an actor turned writer. Well, we're all of that. You know, she's combining her talents.
Yeah,
And like you said, they're not the only ones. There's plenty of other people who are, coming up and having success doing this YouTube thing. We just have to identify what our strengths are, to the and if we want to collaborate with others to the best of their ability, and then get out here and just do the work,
yes,
and do the work, just get it out there and be willing to take the risk. And if it fails, you learn from it. If it's successful, wow, now you've just added your name to that list of people who, as you put it, I love the way you put it, did the end around.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
This is a literal like it is a hack right now to build yourself organically. It's always been that. Like we
Hmm.
can look back to swingers, you know what I'm saying? Vince
Yes.
Vaughn and John Favreau. John Favreau. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like they came up with an idea. It was a group of friends that were doing this movie in the 90s, and this is just how they hung out. They liked
Yep.
being in these old, like trying to act like they were in the 50s bars and diners, you know. That was their lifestyle, and they just decided to write that story and tell it. Same thing
Yes.
with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. But you see,
Yes.
these are people collaborating, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And they're able to tell their story.
Yes.
And all of those people have become some of the biggest names in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. I'm sure you know
We're in
Sylvester
another
Stallone
moment.
stories.
Yeah, we're in
Stories.
another moment like that too, right now.
Oh, 100%. And so we just have to, and let me add this little wrinkle to it. I think more than ever, we need to be making sure that we do whatever we can to embrace it because, and you already know this, and we can talk about it. You talked about it on your own channel. The metaverse and NFTs and wealth engineering, if he's still here, is all on this point. And this is what really one of the reasons why I'm so appreciative of his channel because he is about teaching these things as well. But our ability to be able to create the NFTs and what's happening with the metaverse is kind of literally building around us. It almost screams at us as Black independent content creators to be about our business of doing something and creating these stories, which in effect can become experiences in the metaverse,
Hmm.
and doing it in a way right now to position ourselves for and be prepared for when we can do something like this and translate it, make a literal translation into content that we own, that we control, that we benefit from, that has much fewer gatekeepers, if any. We the people who create things and then can do some other things on top of that are among, there's a lot of people that's going to win, but the people who are creating and have the ability to create these kinds of living experiences
Hmm.
are going to be among the people who can win.